What's going on, dividend chasers? It's the Dividend Bloodhound here with another investing episode. In this episode we're going to talk about 3 cheap dividend stocks that you can buy and add to your dividend portfolio today. Hopefully these cheap dividend stocks will be new to you, and if that's the case then do please hit the like button in the corner there, and if you're brand new to the channel then do please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. That being said, roll the intro and I'll catch you on the other side. Hey again guys, welcome into the video. So as mentioned, today we are looking into 3 cheap dividend stocks that you'll be able to get hold of for less than £10. You'll be able to add these to your dividend portfolio, no problem at all. They're all from the UK stock market, so you'll be able to get them on your Freetrade and Trading 212 apps. Another thing to quickly say when looking for cheap dividend stocks is what actually makes the dividend stock cheap. Is it the amount of shares on the market that bring the value down, or is it cheap for a reason because the company is doing particularly badly at the moment? These 3 companies that I've chosen to bring to you today, I believe are actually doing quite well, and they are either slightly undervalued so you can pick them up for cheaper than you normally will, or they come in at around their regular average price, but I do still think they're a good buy for their dividend yield and the fundamentals that they currently hold. Cheap dividend stocks are great to get hold of when you're investing on a budget. It means you can get hold of whole shares and stick them into your portfolio rather than buying fractionally. And I'm also aware that on the Freetrade app at least, you can only buy whole shares in UK stocks. In American stocks you can buy fractional shares, so it really doesn't matter what the share price is, but over in the UK, at least for the moment, you have to wait to buy whole shares. So if you receive a dividend in a company but you've not got enough shares in the company to drip a share back into, especially if the share price is like GSK for example, which is more like £16, or Unilever, which is up at like £45, you need to own a substantial amount of that stock to be able to drip every time you get a dividend. To be able to drip buy a share, you need to own a significant amount to do that. So hopefully by looking at these cheap dividend stocks you can mitigate that to some extent. So the first company we're going to look at today is Legal and General, the big insurance group and investing group. They have a significant customer base here in the UK and Europe at least, and their revenue runs into the billions of pounds. I know for a fact because I've got life insurance and investing products with this company. With a share price of just £2.16, Legal and General Group comfortably fits within the cheap dividend stocks mantra that we've got going on in this video, and is comfortably under the £10 barrier. That being said, let's get into the app and let's have a look at their fundamentals. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hey again guys, welcome into the app. So here we are looking at Legal and General. As mentioned, they are a holding insurance company that deal in terms of business savings, investment management, general insurance and health insurance, and they also deal in your retirement fund. So that will be a comfortable amount of money sitting with this company all the time. So as mentioned, the share price is £2.16 at the moment. Pre-health crisis it was £3.15, so there's a whole lot of appreciation in this share still to go. Quite undervalued at the moment, and then in the midst of the crisis you could have picked this company up for £1.39, which would have been an absolute bargain. So the ticker is LGen. They have a market cap of 13.27 billion, a PE ratio of 7.13, revenue extraordinarily high at 66.05 billion, earnings per share of 31 pence, a nice big juicy dividend yield of 7.9%. They have a net income of £1.83 billion. The debt to assets ratio is quite high, but that's not unusual for an insurance company. Most insurance companies do carry a lot of significant debt with them. If we hop on over to the revenue growth, we can see we can see that 3-year revenue growth has been good, up 5.5%. However, 5-year revenue growth is slightly down at -3%, but this is to be expected with a mature company. What's more reassuring is the company has got more efficient with its EPS growth of over 3 years at 12% or nearly 13%, and 5 years at 15.7%, and also quite good is the compound annual growth rate, which is 5.7%. Not quite double digits, but for a very mature company, not too bad at all. And then we can see a 3-year dividend growth percentage of 6.98%. And they've been growing their dividends and paying their dividends since they've been paying for it for a very long time, but it has been under consecutive growth since 2011, which, as you will probably agree, is pretty good and a decent history. Nowhere near dividend aristocrat status, but a good track record nonetheless. Catch you on the outside. Hey again guys, welcome back to the real world. That was Legal & General Group there. I'm sure you will agree, racked up quite a good dividend history. The biggest dividend payer as well at 7.9%. Pays on a semi-annual basis, so you'll receive 2 payments a year, and one that actually features in my portfolio. In fact, all 3 of these feature in my portfolio. Can't get enough of cheap dividend stocks, eh? Our next company is National Grid. Most of you will be using this company's products all the time if you live here in the UK, because they supply electricity and gas all across the UK and subcontracts this service out to the electricity providers. But it's actually National Grid's infrastructure that all of these companies use to bring and deliver electricity and gas to your home. This company has been paying a dividend for a very long time, and a growing one at that, something like 21 years of consecutive growth. And with a share price of just £8.40, comfortably fits in our self-imposed under £10 cheap dividend stock. Right, let's get into the actual app and have a look at the fundamentals of National Grid. Catch you on the flip side. Hey again guys, welcome into the app, and here we are looking at National Grid. As you can see, the current share price, as mentioned, is £8.40. Peaked just recently at £9.75 in June. Mid-crisis it dropped to £8.05, so it's quite cheap at the moment at £8.40. And pre-crisis it was up at £10.50. So again, there is some potential appreciation in this company as well, but usually we are buying for the dividend income, of course. As mentioned, it's a electricity and gas company that uses its infrastructure to bring those utilities to your door here in the UK, and big electricity companies pay for it. So its ticker is NG. It has an income of 30.75 billion, a PE ratio of 17.41, revenue of 14.54 billion, earnings per share of 0.5, a dividend yield of 5.56, which is obviously quite healthy, and then a net income of 1.26 billion and a healthy profit margin of 27%. They have a reasonably high debt to assets ratio at 70%, but not anywhere near the 100% margin, which would of course be red flags for us investors, because we would be worried about dividend safety at that point. If we hop on over to the growth metric side of things, National Grid is a very mature company, so you don't expect to see much growth around here. And as we can see, the three-year revenue growth is 1.7, but over the 5 years it is down slightly at -1%. That's not too bad. On the efficiency side of things, that it is a little concerning that they are -3 and -11% respectively in terms of EPS growth, but the compound annual growth rate has held steady at 4.1%, which is pretty decent. And then the dividend growth over the last 3 years has not been that good, to be fair, at 0.19%. When it's already paying at 5.56%, it's kind of hard to moan about. And you are, rest assured, since it has been paying this dividend and growing this dividend for over 21 years, you are guaranteed a small rise each year. It won't be bank breaking, but when you're starting at 5.56% anyway, I don't think that is to be moaned about too much. And this is why this company also features in my UK dividend portfolio. Welcome back to the real world, guys. So there we have National Grid. I'm sure you will agree, a very comfortable dividend grower, a really nice high yield as well that is actually quite safe, so you can be comfortable in getting into this company at 5.5% yield, and it'll cost you less than a tenner to get in. And it is approaching dividend aristocrat status as well. 21 years worth of growth. In just 4 years time, if it keeps on its present trend, it will become a UK dividend aristocrat, and there really isn't that many of them around. Our last company today in this episode is Tate Lyle. This is a food and beverage company that sells its products to the whole plethora of caterers all across the country. Without knowing it, you will be eating and drinking their products all of the time, and this company has done particularly well to diversify itself out across all those mantras to bring a profitable business over the longer term and keep going, as it divested itself out of the sugar industry quite a while ago now. So that's where most people will recognise the brand from, but the company itself has actually pulled out of the sugar industry these days. With a share price of £6.85 currently, it currently fits in our cheap dividend stocks bracket. And let's get into the actual app and have a look at the fundamentals. Again, guys, so here we are with Tate Lyle then. As mentioned, they are a bulk sale food company. They sell their products to a whole host of restaurants and caterers all over the country. Current share price is £6.85 as mentioned, and it's been quite volatile in the last few months or so. So in January 2020, it was nicely at £8, and then peak crisis fell all the way down to £5.50 and has only recovered to £6.85 at the moment. So there's again some appreciation in this company for you. Its ticker is Tate, T-A-T-E. It has a market cap of 3.17 billion, a PE ratio of 10.10, revenue of 2.88 billion, earnings per share of 67p, a dividend yield of 4.38%. Even with that, that's actually the lowest of the three companies we have looked at today, but 4.38 is still pretty good by my standards. It has a net income of 245 million. Profit margin, because it's the food sector, is a little bit lower at 8.5%. And it has a debt to assets ratio of 50%, which is actually pretty good. Anything lower than 75% to me is great, and when you get down to like the 50%, that's also really good. If we hop on over to the growth side of things, we are again expecting not a great deal here because it is a mature company, but we can see 3 and 5 year revenue growth at 4 and 1.5% respectively. EPS growth on the 3 years is up 125%, so they've obviously settled some debt there. The 5 year percentage, it is actually down a smidge at 1%, which is again probably due to the same sort of thing. The compound annual growth rate is at 5%, which again, it's not double digits, but it is healthy growth, which is a good thing. And then the dividend growth over the last 3 years is 2%. Not a trailblazer, not gonna set the world on fire and fill your bank for you, but still not too bad at all. This is the one that's been growing its dividend the least amount of time. It's been paying for an awful long time, but it's only been raising them consistently for 3 years in a row. But due to the health of this company and what it does and the industry, I do think that this company company's dividend is safe. Hey again guys, welcome back to the real world. That was Tate and Lyle there. As you will probably agree, a great company, but admittedly, being honest, they are probably the weakest selection out of the three companies that I've chosen, at least based on the dividend growth metric, where National Grid has ran away with it at over 20 years. Legal and General comes second, having been growing for 9 years, and then Tate and Lyle bringing up the rear with just 3 years of consecutive growth. But all of them have been paying for an extraordinary amount of time, over 10 years apiece. They've just not been growing them as long as some of the other companies that are out there. But hey, what they have got is that they are cheap, they are dividend stocks, and you can pick them up for less than a tenner, which was the whole point of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Do hit the like button if you have, that would be absolutely great. And if you're brand new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button and even ticking that notification bell as well. This video has been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can find some cheap dividend stocks for yourself in the future, and I'll catch you in the next investing episode. Bye bye.